Why do we prepare? In part one of this series, I examined my thoughts and feelings about our current political situation as a motivator for being prepared. The eroded trust I have in our government, how we've moved away from the principles that inspired the Founding Fathers to fight for independence, the degradation of our family values, the erosion of our economy and of our national security. Here, in part two, I will share more of my thoughts on why do we prepare. This is the Prepared Suburbanite. My second thought on why do we prepare comes from those fleeting experiences we may have all had at some point in time. Picture, if you will, stopping at the local supermarket minutes after the local weatherman has announced a major snowstorm, hurricane, or other natural disaster is imminent. Well, I've been there, and I suspect you have as well. The parking lot was uncharacteristically full. And upon entering the market, I see lines of 15 to 20 deep, winding up the aisleways at each register, with panicked moms and dads hauling their shopping carts half full of bread and cereal and milk and eggs, water jugs, Diet Pepsi, Pampers, and the like. These are the folks James Wesley Rawls warned us about. These people are the precursors to the Golden Horde. Those that are unprepared to withstand a few days without power or running water, who live day to day with only enough food to last a day or two. These are the folks that will be willing to do almost anything to create and then to try to survive in a world without rule of law. I stopped that day only to pick up a 12-pack for the weekend, not knowing the city was in for a foot of snow over the next few hours because I had been listening to FM radio that had no news or weather reports while driving the 30 minutes home from work. I was certainly not prepared that day. We are only 9 meals from anarchy, so said Lord Cameron of Dillington, the former head of the UK's Countryside Agency. Folks, that's only 3 days. 3 days without power, 3 days without running water, 3 days without the internet or TV, and 3 days of food storage, now exhausted. Desperation becomes the driving force of the Golden Horde. What will they resort to? Knock on your door asking for food, or break down your door? Will they drive back to the market to try to buy more bread and milk? And if you turn them away, will they seek alternate avenues to secure for themselves what you have? When they arrive at the market, only to find out there are no food supplies left, will they resort to violence or thievery? Will they invade their neighbor's home, the suburban areas, the rural countryside, desperately seeking for their survival at your expense? When asked what I was afraid of, this is what came to mind initially. I am fearful of this, to be sure, and that is why I prepare and practice operational security. My neighbors have no idea we have stockpiled 6 months of food and water for ourselves. My neighbors have no idea that I have perimeter defenses and possess defensive weapons and enough ammo to last quite a few days. My neighbors have no idea that we routinely practice survival skills, firearm proficiency, and maintain a state of readiness at all times. My neighbors have no idea I have a bug-out location, well-stocked and easily defended within an hour's drive, and that we could be on the road out of Dodge in just a few minutes when the need arises. My family and loved ones know, and they know that together we will be able to stand a chance. My third thought was that the average city or suburban resident has no concept of what it will take to survive a protracted period of civil unrest, economic meltdown, foreign incursion, or a man-made or natural disaster such as a nuclear power plant meltdown, a coronal mass ejection, or an electromagnetic pulse. These folks would not know how to start a fire, hunt, or trap game, build a shelter to keep warm, defend one's life or property, or even possess the tools needed to do any of these things. Yes, a country boy can survive, but I have no faith that a city boy would stand a chance. How many would die in the first 2 weeks without food, without shelter, without water, without medications, or at the hand of the violent Golden Horde? Why do we prepare? That's it for part 2 of Why We Prepare. Up next is part 3, where I'll delve deeper into how we started preparing and what forced us to plan, and then how we executed that plan. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you like these videos. This is the Prepared Suburbanite, and remember, be prepared always.